Alright, today we're looking at changing out the serpentine belt on a 98 Nissan Maxima. Some of the symptoms for faulty serpentine belt would be squealing at startup, difficult starts, cracked contact surface of the belt, or the belt completely destroyed. Now, look in here, see, mine is very cracked, so we'll be replacing this today. And once we've determined that's what we're going to do, you're going to need, of course, a new belt, a breaker bar or impact wrench with an impact socket. 21 millimeters is what we need for our 98 Maxima. Let's see, 14 millimeter wrench. That will be for the locking nut on the pulley and the pulley tensioner itself. Also will include a screwdriver and the tools for instructional purposes in case you need to pry any parts away. And last but not least, do not forget proper lighting so we can see what we are doing for work. I've got, luckily, the sun on my side and some good lights. A good light for underneath so we can see everything we're doing under here, because this is where most of the work will happen. As you can see, all the belts and pulleys are on this side. The engine is sideways because it's front wheel drive. That's why the belts are all on the side. Right. Once we get the car jacked up and the wheel taken off, you're going to have to take off the splash guard, which I did not have. It was broken. It goes right here. It's going to cover up all the belts. That could be a reason why my belt needs replacement. This would cost $100 at a mechanic's. So if I can do it myself, I'm going to save the money. The first step would be to loosen the pulley tensioner lock nut, which is this nut right here on that pulley. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Nice and loose. Now that that's loose, we can loosen the actual tensioner, which is located right here. Also 14 millimeter. I loosened these up beforehand so I wouldn't run into any problems. So don't think that they're going to loosen up this easy, because they won't. Also, a ratchet wrench would come in handy right here. Alright, now that we have the tensioner itself loose, go back underneath the car. See that the belt is able to be removed. It's pliable. Start removing it from the big pulley. Peeling method works the best here. Now it's still attached up top on the alternator pulley, but it's detached from all the rest of the pulleys, so you can just knock it off and then go grab it. And there it goes. Now we can clearly see how bad this belt actually was. It's actually got pieces missing and cracked the entire way around. So that's definitely overdue. So, grab our new belt. Now, gotta get the new belt back up and around, threaded through correctly. So, I'll bring it up over the alternator. It has to go. The back side of the belt has to run around the tensioner pulley because it is not the same type of surface as this. This has ridges to fit in the ridges on the belt. So this has no ridges, so it has to ride on the back side. That's the way it was put together. I don't make the rules, but I do follow them. Okay. Belt is up around that. Now it needs to go around the AC pump. And you just kind of roll that around. Make sure the belt's able to spin freely once you get it up and on. And the new belt goes all the way around the vehicle's pulley system. First the AC pump, alternator, down on the smooth side of the tensioner pulley, and finally around the harmonic balancer. And the next step is to tighten the pulley tensioner to the desired tension. So you get the belt to where it needs to be. So I can use my fingers for right now. Screw this back in clockwise now to tighten it. I'll need a wrench here in a second. And as soon as I'm done doing this, I'll show you guys a trick on belt deflection, because I know a lot of you guys are wondering what I'm going to do here to get the correct deflection on my belt. I don't have a gauge, so I'm going to use an old rule of thumb. Twist the belt on the longest run of the belt in the pulley system. It shouldn't go past 90 degrees. If you can twist it past 90 degrees, it needs to be tightened up. If you can't twist it past 90 degrees, or to 90 degrees, then it needs to be loosened. So, it's going past 90. You can see that. Yeah, way past 90. So we gotta tighten it up more. So I'll do that. Alright, so what I'm doing is, I've got a ratchet wrench now. And I am still tightening it with my right hand. At the same time, I'm down here with my left hand. See how the belt is reacting to me bending it. And it can be tightened just a little bit more. Should be good. Then we will tighten the lock nut on the pulley. So the belt is right where I want it. Tighten up the lock nut on the tension pulley. And you want this fairly tight, so I would say go to your full strength and stop. Now, alright, the last thing we need to do, final check, start the vehicle. And we are good. All set to put the wheel back on and lower the car down off the jack.